Yeah, we have 4 minutes left. Bank of Logic Gate should be in 48 seconds.
What's that now?
Oh,
I know I don't screw tomorrow.
I had my chain.
Oh, you gotta put the chain on? Hold on.
It's not coming off.
Hold on. I know I gotta set the set screw on the derailleur when you get home, okay? So just alright, just now go ahead and pedal. Just pedal. Oh, hold on. I don't know why I did that, but now you should be good. There you go. Alright, see you later. There he is. Hey, what's going on, y'all? So, beautiful morning outside. I took my kids to school and everything. And today we're gonna be doing some modification to my battery. Battery's performing excellent. And just that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the 10 gauge wire that's on the battery and the controller. I'm going to replace that 10 gauge with some 8 gauge. I don't feel the need to go no more lower than 8 gauge because for the simple fact my bike is pretty light, so it doesn't require a lot of current to push that bike to the speeds that I'm achieving, which is about 72 miles an hour. My buddy, he weighs about 135 pounds, and he did a speed run on it, and he clocked it on the display at 72 miles an hour. I rode it behind going towards his house one day, and I was doing about 64, and I backed off a little bit. I just, I kind of don't see myself going fast like that, but they're more of a speed demon than I am. So anyways, we're gonna go through the whole process of me tearing the battery open, explain to y'all about the BMS and everything, where I got the battery from, and if y'all want to do something like this, then this is going to be the video to watch. It's a tedious, more time consuming, especially when you got to mod that battery to get everything working right. And what I did is that I just turned a decent battery to a great one. I'm talking about to a fantastic battery that didn't give me no problems after I did the mod. Now, before I did the mod, it gave me problems because, let me tell you something. When I brought the battery, it was supposed to be putting out 160 amps max, 80 amps continuous. Upon opening the battery, I found out it had a 60 amp BMS in it. So I don't know what the heck that was about though. So anyways, I did my little trick. It's running good. I did a video last night going to Walmart, and man, I got some fans, boy, that's crazy, man. So I'll tell you more about them when I get set up. So we're gonna go in the house and get the table set up, get my workstation set up, get the tools and everything ready. So yeah, a little cloudy today. I hope it don't rain though. So okay, let's get okay. So here go all the tools that we're gonna be needing, which I got the table all set up right here. Bikes is right there. We're gonna be getting to that in a second. And yeah, Jacoy, he likes to wire scrap, man, so having me to change the channel. So let me go over the tools that we're gonna need. I got the soldering station here. I got my 8 gauge wire here. I got some 14 gauge wire. Got the hot glue gun so we can glue the wires back on the battery, around to get them out. I got the wire strippers, razor, the little torch because we're gonna need to use this on the connection on the controller. So we're gonna put that right there. Just an extra glue stick, razors, XT90s, anti-spark if we need them, and various pliers and some tape to tape it all back up because that's what they used on the battery before I even thought about modding it. And so we're gonna get some solder right here. Now some of this stuff I'm about to put on the floor because the battery almost takes up this whole freaking area right here. So I'm gonna be putting it on the floor and everything. And while all this is heating up, I'm gonna go ahead and soak this in some water right quick. So I'm just going to soak in some water right quick. Get it all nice and moist. You don't want to get it too saturated. And so put that right there. And so let's go ahead and get this back. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get the tools and everything, and got a little pliers. And we're gonna go ahead and snip these wires right quick because my discharge and my charging cable is hooked up to that one scrap. So we're gonna move all that out the way. Just undo the straps on this battery bag. You don't really need to take the whole battery bag out because I got it velcroed in, and which makes it a lot more rigid, makes it prone to slide out and everything. So in order to take this battery out, I just unzip it. I just unzip it right here, and there she is. This is the BMS right here. The wires, got to be real careful when putting this tape up because the wires will kind of like tear because the solder's a little weak. So we're gonna go ahead and get this battery out and put it on the table right quick, which is pretty easy, but it's very heavy, very, very heavy. Let's get to that.
Just in case, I'm going to put some match up on the sides there. All right.
Okay. Oh, Jesus.
He's going to be able to get up this. Here, let's test it ourselves. If we come over here, how easy.
Woo. And there you have it. So let me go get this bike out the way. I'm gonna go hang that on up right quick, and I will get back to. No, I don't need to hang it back because I still need to get this wire out. So let me zip this up. Zip that up right quick because I need to get the wire from the to the controller out.
Our entire farm has no more overhangs. It's all the way around, so I think that's an improvement. If anything comes from the side, they're not going to get like lodged underneath. And I think a lodge underneath here, hey, that's great. They're going to get crushed. All right, can we? Ooh, yeah, we can make some saw blades. I'm going to make a handful of saw blades.
Okay, so let me go get a screwdriver and get these wires out, and I'll be right back. All right, so here's the bed right here, and I want to show you a gripe that I have with this battery when I brought it. As you can see here, it's only a 60 ABMS. Okay, this battery was supposed to put out 80 amps continuous, 160 max. How can it do that when it only has a 60 ABMS? And I was wondering what could possibly go wrong if I did bypass it, which I found out. And I want to know, are the batteries is any good? And will it explode on me? So I was just curious to see what the heck, why they put a 60, and I contacted the seller. They haven't responded back on that topic. But far as buying this battery, shipping it out, they really good at it. I'm not gonna lie, they really good at doing that, you know. So that was my only gripe about this. Now since I did the mod, it turns out to be a very good battery. So I have no idea. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna carefully cut this open, and what we're gonna get down here to the discharge wire, which is down here. We're going to be modding that, and we're gonna be modding the plus wire, which is located up in this corner, and then we want to tape it back up and get it back on the bike and have it, ready for another run. So let me get the camera ready, and we're gonna be cutting this open real quick. Okay, so you want to be careful when attempting to open your battery. Okay. I won't recommend this to anybody that doesn't know what they're doing. You know, because it's very dangerous, and you can get shot, or you can start a fire and everything, and you don't want to do this. This is 72 volts is pretty high. I done did this a bunch of times, so I'm pretty used to it now. So when I did it before, just mostly for research purposes, but if you do happen to get this battery, I paid, like I say, I paid only 500. It was 597, and then when it was all said and done, it was $620 to have it shipped to the house and everything. And when I got it, I charged it up and everything. It comes with a 7 amp charger. So when I got it, I knew the battery wasn't going to be able to have the full potential of 200 amps. So I sought it down to about maybe 150 amps and everything, and the BMS was still tripping. And that would kind of accuse me off, saying that, okay, this can't be an 80 amp BMS. So yes, the BMS is bypassing everything. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, some people expect quality when they buy batteries in that price range, and I don't blame them one bit, you know what I'm saying, because this right here is the heart of the e-bike, and also the dangerous part of the e-bike if it's mishandled improperly. So you just got to be careful what you're doing, and you get the know-how to and everything, and get it down pat of how to do batteries and build them decent. Then it won't become an issue of tearing this battery down. So I gotta get my soldering here, cut this open a little bit, and get my soldering here, and kind of like go ahead and because I had hot glued this in just to have it stuck right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all that done, and then have all this open, because you're already seeing the process of me doing this. So I'm gonna have this open and everything, and then I'm gonna show y'all exactly what I did to mod this battery. So here's the battery. I got it all taken apart and everything. And basically what I just did is, you can see that I added more copper wire on top of the nickel strips that was already on the battery. And what was going on is that when I bypassed the BMS, as you can see, they got a burnt here, had it burned here. So what was going on, it was heating up to the point where it was melting the nickel strips, and that will cause the cell to actually heat up faster than it's intended to, and it will just go dead. You don't want that, because in a battery pack as big as this, you would have to trace down each series pack to find out which pack is lower than the voltage, normal voltage. So if you got these each parallel group or series group is like, say, 7.5 volts, and then you might come to one as might be reading 6.3 or 5.5 volts. Then you can target that whole series group, and you can do it that way by a voltmeter. But to alleviate this damage right here that happened to my battery, my son's battery, I took some copper wire and I just welded on top of the nickel strip. It's basically like I'm bridging it a little bit. As does that make sense? Bridging it. So here's an example. Here's one that's exposed, and what we're gonna do, I'm gonna take a piece of wire and I'm gonna run it from here to here, and that will give you an example of what I'm doing to this battery. Now, I will say this took me almost all day to do this whole entire battery like this side and then the other side. So, but the battery has been beautiful since I did this. It's been performing great. I know it looks like crap here. Some say it will, but this is somebody that doesn't have spot welder or a big behind shop in their backyard, you know, with all the nice soldering stations and nickel strip platings, and you know, it's just somebody that has the tools on hand, you know, the essentials I can get from the hardware store and everything, to do what I need to do with this. So I'm going to go ahead and get the camera on, and I'm gonna put some solder down here, and I'm gonna show you exactly what I do. Okay, so let me go and get that down, and I'm gonna raise the table up, or not really raise the table up. I might just do it like this. So let me see. So I got the solder going, and we're gonna scoot the battery a little bit closer. Let me grab some wire. So what I do, I don't have it buried yet. So what I do, I just measure what I want. Just measure what I want to cut, you know, from here to here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna strip it, just like that. Okay, just keep stripping it. Pull the little sleeves out, you know, and let's see. Just try to pull as much as you can out and everything, and that way. And then I take it and I twist it. And this is 14 gauge wire. You don't need nothing bigger. This will do just fine right here. So now we're gonna get our some solder right here, and then we're gonna solder one piece, and we're gonna cut the rest of it off. Okay, so let me get my solder ready. Get solder ready. And oh, another thing, try not to rest your arm on this battery. Okay, please don't. You will get shocked. Okay, because I know I did it before, and it feels close to 120. I can tell you that. So just be careful. So you want to just heat that up a little bit, and then get that solder nice and hot.
I feel like there's a finite number of these in the world right now. It's only what we can get from the top of the warehouse,
and then come over here.
And as far as I'm aware,
get it hot. You don't want to weld on right on top of the battery on cell. You just want to kind of get it right on the side. You know what I mean? Just to keep it from heating up and everything. So, all right. So that's done. So now what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take our wire and we're gonna stick it up just like that. Move that out the way. And you just want to kind of heat this wire up a little bit, get it nice and hot. And then once you get it hot, you can go ahead and throw you some solder on this. Kind of coat it real good. And once you got that coated, nice and coated and everything. Now you want to take it and just lay it down. Okay.
I forgot about this. So we have the issue that our trap up in the front.
I know it looks a little scary.
All right, I'm gonna build down right here.
Get it nice and hot. Get it nice and heated up, and it will just fall right in place.
I'm going to put my engine right here. Does that interfere with the bounce? Does it interfere with the bounce floor?
Okay.
Doesn't appear so.
All right. Now, and then what we're gonna do now. It's required 2 hands at that. And then what we're going to do now is going to just cut right here, just like that. So that way the excess wire doesn't fall on the battery, you know what I mean? And then you want to just pull that sleeve out, just like so. Take a soldering iron, and then you want to coat this. You want to coat where the solder's at. So we're going to do one right here. Do a coat right there, And we're going to do another coat right here.
So that's not going to be as big of an issue as if the engine gets destroyed and the trap doesn't.
Okay.
So I will move the logic gate if the logic gate gets destroyed.
So now, what we're going to do now is going to push down the solder, push down this wireman, say, and then have it soldered in. But let me go ahead and get something to do that right quick. That's one thing I forgot to do. All right, so we're going to push down on this wire, and make sure you want to find something like wood or rubber. You don't want nothing sharp or metal, like a razor or screwdriver, you know what I mean? Because if you happen to drop this on the battery, it'll create an arc, and then you'll be burning up something way far worse than trying to do this. So you want to get some wood. This is a little tool I use to reload intake valves and stuff on small engines. So this tool can be pretty handy. So we're gonna go ahead and like push down on it. It gets stiff when you start to solder, so it gets a little stiff. Let me see if I can zoom in just a little bit. Okay, so y'all can see that. So we're gonna go ahead and heat this up. Okay, so it's all nice heated up and soldered, and then we're gonna go and do this side. Get all nice and heated up.
Ramp replacement, so that's good. So I think with the inclusion of this wheel right here, I think we've officially repaired all.
It takes a little time though on some solder joints.
And I have a bunch of holes in my floor,
so
but it's a net, so I mean holes are kind of normal, but I don't want.
But it'll definitely will go in.
For sure. Oh, Hank is gone. Hank left us too. Wow, this has just been a terrible, absolutely terrible experience. I'm gonna build a new home for Hank, by the way, at some point. Ooh.
There we go.
Home on that rock.
Just gotta be real careful. Okay.
He can have his own little moated.
Still not going. Sometimes you gotta go in angles and everything.
To this raid, and I'm gonna want some of your guys' opinions too. Is the bosses are actually way more dangerous than I
taking longer than I thought.
Because of the fact that their death causes a massive explosion.
Okay. So that's all in everything, and that's how you do the this here battery model. That's how I did it. So it's good. So what we're gonna do now? We're gonna go ahead and replace these wires, 10 gauge right here, and we're gonna go ahead and replace these with 8 gauge wire, and we're gonna try to tighten up these wires on this BMS, get it all taped up and everything. Put it all back together, and she should be ready to go. Pretty decent battery. So all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting this up, getting this wire out right here, and we're gonna do the process of replacing that. I mean, it's not a bad battery by all means. It's really not. It's just that, I mean, once it's done right and everything, it's not really a bad battery. I wasn't expecting to do this when I had to, put this battery on my bike and thinking it was going to handle the amps and everything, but so I mean, it's not a bad battery at all. All right, here's the other side where you can see it. I did the exact same thing as I did on it. On the other side with the BMS on, and so we're gonna get to the negative wire down here. The positive wire is over here. So we're gonna go ahead and get our wires cut the exact same length, and we're gonna go right up in here. If you can see, the negative wire is right here. What I'm gonna do with that wire, I'm gonna extend it from here to here. As you see my finger, I'm gonna go ahead and extend that negative wire. I'm gonna strip it bare, and I'm gonna solder it from right here all the way here in the middle, right here, and then it's gonna come down and it's gonna shoot back up. Same thing with the positive wire. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna shoot it from here all the way to about right there, bare, and then shoot on up. So that way we have no heating issues, which I never did have heating issues. Besides the wire and everything, the battery gets warm. So just to be more safety, like precautionary, don't want to be really going back in this battery, you know what I'm saying, to fix something else, because this is a decent battery now, since I did this type of modifications to it. So if anybody wants to know, hold on, let me hold on. All right, so if anybody wants to know where I got this battery from, I got it from AliExpress. Then the company is VOL Battery Superstore. If you want the links, I will send you the links to you. Don't worry about it. I will respond to anybody that's texting. I know a couple of people that I communicated a lot, and they pretty funny. So I rode my bike to Walmart last night and got there in Jewish spot. Said, "Man, I'll be double locking that bad boy." You brave than I am. And Michigan Watch, he also subscriber fam. He was like, "Man, I was smoking a cigarette watching it, man," and he was like, "Dang, man, are you going to stop in time to plow in that darn back of that car?" Oh boy, it was a lot funny. It was a lot more funny than that, because he said he almost chewed his butt. Oh man, so yeah, I do read the comments and everything. So just keep them coming. I was saying I'll read almost every bit of them. You know what I mean? 'Cause I'm not gonna ignore nobody when it comes to comments on my page and everything, unless it's negative, which I'm gonna have to hate. Don't get me wrong. Especially when people see this battery bill, they're gonna like, "Oh, you such an idiot. You should have just brought you $1,000 or $1,200 battery. You wouldn't have this kind of problem." And yeah, when you got the money, yeah. You don't got that kind of money, then this is the way it goes. This is how I can do it. So that's what I'm gonna do. This was people that like me, seriously like me, that don't have $1,600-$1,700 to spend. They just want to get decent range, decent power. This battery has proven time and time again, when I did this mod, that it's a C. So you just got to have the know-how to do stuff like this. You know what I mean? So, but anyways, I know I'm gonna have that. I'm gonna have them comments coming. So I'm gonna be ready for them. So anyways, but about this battery, I'm gonna be doing the wire and everything, and hopefully it'll be straight. You know what I mean? It'll be nice and tight. I can ride anywhere. It got decent range. I mean, you gotta think, what, 15 miles? I can go 15 miles on this battery, no problem. That's doing almost 60 miles an hour. You know, so that's plenty for me to do, man. I don't need to add 2 batteries in parallel to do 100 miles and all this stuff. I got a car outside for that. This is just something to go to the store, go ride bikes with my family and everything, and you know, have decent range on it. You know, it's good. And my controller is a 72 volt 200 amp controller, Sabaton, settings to the max, DC, phase, boost current, that's set to 200 all day, and it's pulling 14,000 watts to that motor. I mean, if I get on it hard like my buddy does, 14,000, that's what I see before I have to look at the road, because I'm not going to look at the display and say, "Oh, there's 15,000. No, heck no. So, but I know when I looked at the speedometer, I mean the display, and I was at like 56 and still climbing, it read like 14,000. I'm like, woo. So yeah. So I just want to let y'all know that, and like I say to my subscriber fans out there, I'm still gonna be watching the comments. So like I say, keep them going. I wake up sometimes at night and I see I have a notification, you know, and have to look at them, and you know, I respond back, but I be a little sleepy. So so anyway, so we're gonna get right. As you can see, I got the wires done. Here's the positive side discharge, and I got the negative side discharge coming up. I gotta just measure a little bit so I can get the right length on both of these. As you can see, I ran it all the way from the the last series pack all the way right here, and it's going through. Got it super glued and everything. Well, hot glued. So that's pretty much sealed. And same thing down here. I know it look like a hot mess down here, but it's all good. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna do nothing that's gonna kill myself. So so for those who I guess expert battery builders think I don't know what I'm doing, and to be honest, I don't know what I'm doing, but I do know my way around modding these batteries and everything. So all right, well, we're going to go ahead and tape it all up, get these wires nice and neater than what they are, and yeah, I think that'll do it. So we're gonna go ahead and get it taped up and put these XT90s connectors on, and then we got to do the one for the controller. All right, so as you can see, I have put some tape over the BMS wires, the lead wires you see right here, because I just don't want these wires to be cut on the copper wire mod that I did. So just for safety, I just wanted to put some tape right here. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna keep going over with some tape, get the side covered, and then put the BMS on it, and then go ahead and take the BMS back on, because you're gonna need this BMS to charge it. You know, that's the only reason why it's on here. Even though it's bypassed on the discharge side, it still works to charge the battery, because you want these battery cells to be right in spec with each other. You know what I mean? Because if you charge this battery up and they're, you know, got an imbalance in these cells, then one series is going to get more than the other, and that'll cause that series pack to kind of overheat and potentially explode on you. So you don't want that. So you got to have a BMS in there. I don't have one of my son's on because I'm currently monitoring his charging. So when I charge it, I take the voltmeter and I make sure each series pack is charged within the specs, within a point volt or two, until I get a BMS, because I need to get a 60 amp, maybe 100 amp BMS, but it's a 16S BMS. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get these taped up and everything, and then we're gonna be going and connect the XT9s. I got a set of some new connectors. I was gonna use the old ones, but it might just be a little harder. I might use this on another build, maybe on my wife's build or something. Just use this because her bike's gonna be a 1500 watt. I mean, no, 3000. Yes, hers gonna be a 3000 watt, 26-inch on a beach cruise style frame. You know, just a cruise and everything. So we're gonna go ahead and get this nice and taped. Oh, Jesus! And this is some crazy tape. T-Rex tape I brought from Walmart, and it's like $12, I think. I don't know, but it's some good tape, and this is what I use to tape this battery up and everything. So anyways, I got another video I'm gonna do on Jacoy's pedals. I'm going to be switching the kids pedals out with some mountain bike style pedals that I took off my bike recently, and I'm going to be putting it on his bike. And I got the tools, but unfortunately my drill died. I don't know what happened. I left it outside. I forgot to bring it inside and everything, and I went to go get it, and the battery indicator light doesn't work. But when I put it on the charger, it's charging. It's charging like it's supposed to. but I get no response from the drill. So let me go grab that right quick and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So here I got the drill. As you can see, it's my cobalt. I love cobalt. But look, nothing. You would think the battery's dead, but the battery got a full charge on it. I charged it up, nothing. I'm not getting nothing from it. So looks like I'm about to get a new drill. That's video postpone it for a minute. So anyways, I need to talk to y'all about something that I recently been mentioning about this battery build. A lot of y'all wanted to get the links to this battery, and I did send the links out, but I forgot to mention that this battery will not come ready to handle the max amps, the Soldering controllers, the Kelly controllers, and the far driver controllers. You know, even the back controllers can handle. So you'll have to mod this battery. And to my subscriber fans out there, family that requested the link to this battery, I do apologize. It was misleading. That I should never. I should have told y'all that this battery had to be modded to run it in those type of controllers. But if you have like a controller like MB Power's, the 80 amp controller, the sine wave controllers that I had on Jacoy's bike, oh, no problem. You wouldn't have to mod this battery at all. But if you're putting on something like those Sabotons, the Kellys, the far drivers, the ERT, I guess ASI, something like that, controllers, you're gonna start running into problems where the BMS is gonna be tripping. It's gonna shut it down. Then you have to unplug it and then plug it back in the controller, because you gotta let the BMS reset itself. So one of my subscribers out there was asking me about his battery, and he run the 72 volt, and I think his is a 21 amp hour. He got a Sabaton 200 amp and the QS73 motor, and on a like a stealth bomber type frame. Rick Burr, I think that's his my subscriber name is, and he was wanting to know about the BMS. And what the BMS does, it senses overcurrent, over discharge, heat protection. What it is it just protects the battery, make sure that all the cells is kept within specs. And so I'm telling him that he wants to go a little faster than what he's doing. He has the setup. Don't get me wrong, he has the setup to do it. But I was telling him, if his battery doesn't have the BMS that can handle high discharge, what that's going to do is going to shut it down, and then you have to unplug it and plug it back in, and then have to retune it. So say like if he got everything set to the max, which is 200 amps DC phase and boost current, the max phase current is 450, and he goes and just runts on it, and then he shuts down, like everything shuts down. That's just the BMS going into play right there. So it's nothing to do with the bike. It's just that the BMS is protecting the battery from over current discharge, if you know what I mean. So I just want to get that out there. And like I said, I'm gonna say it once again, I'm sorry for misleading my people out there for thinking that this battery can handle the current stock. I'm talking about stock, not modded. Now if you mod it, it will do just fine, no problem. So I'm gonna get these wires all nice and neat right here, and then tape these up, and then we're gonna go ahead and cover this up, and then flip the other side and do everything. And then we're gonna do these last though. We're gonna do these last. All right, just to make sure to let y'all know, if y'all do get this battery and you happen to do the mod that I'm doing, make sure you have this. You see this skinny 14 gauge wire? Make sure you have this on the negative lead terminal and have it connected to this side of the BMS, okay? Where it says C minus, you want to have it right there. That's your charging side, okay? Don't have it on the battery side, okay? Because if you have it on the battery side, it will not charge your battery. So I just want to make sure that y'all know that before I go ahead and wrap all this up, okay? All right, so we have finished up. What's that now? So we done finished up the battery and everything. What happened is my soldering iron wasn't getting hot enough for some reason, but when I changed out the tip, it got hot then. So but what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut it short, just put the connectors I cut off on and put this battery back in the bike so I can go get my kids and everything. But the main thing we did, we added that 8 gauge wire down to the negative terminal. Hold on, let me show you. So we added that the 8 gauge wire down to the negative terminal, and then we did the top. So I got some glue right here and everything to just be on the safe side and everything. The battery is taped up on both sides. It's a big and heavy battery, as you can see. So the battery's ready to go back in the frame, and I'm gonna put these on for right now, since I know that my soldering iron wasn't getting hot with the other tip on there, which was this one. Wow, they glued this up to the table. Wow. Oh man, they glued this up to the table. Okay. It wasn't getting hot with this tip for some reason, but when I added this tip on here, it got a little bit hotter. I'm talking about as soon as that soldering iron, that solder just touched, it started melting, and that was the problem I have. It wasn't even melting when I touched it. So, but we're going to leave it at that, and I'm gonna go to Home Depot and get some new ones, start over with some bigger heat shrink, and then we're gonna change these to QS8 with the anti-spark. And I'm gonna be putting a circuit breaker on it, 200 amp circuit breaker at the bottom of the frame, so that way I don't have to disconnect these a lot and they can just stay right there. So anyways, back to me now. So let me know what I didn't discuss in the comments down below. Let me know what y'all want to learn more about this battery, where I got it from, and everything, and what you can do to save some money if you do know what you're doing far as modding this battery, that you can actually have an awesome battery at almost the half the cost of these batteries that's actually made here in America, that's using Samsung, Panasonic, LG. You know what I'm talking about. You know, these are unknown cells. I don't know the condition of these cells. I know they look new, and also I know they can deliver the amps, you know. So all right, so I'm going to end it for now, and I do have some more videos coming about Jacoy's bike. I'm going to be doing pedals swap and stuff like that, and also gonna be doing a review on some lower power bikes like the Santa Monica bike that my friend's getting. I'm doing a review on that. So just stay tuned for those videos, and I will see